Okie dokie there. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's doing all right. Oh, thank you for that follow, Axe. Good to see you. I hope you're doing all right. It's okay. I don't make a big deal out of it. Ah, how are you? Hello. One social post, then drives me up the walls. We're going on an epic adventure tonight with music, movie tones. Oh yeah. What do we want to work on? I wrap up the cloak. I can move up to the hair and get her sword glued on. Which will, in fact, reduce the chances of me losing. So I never glued her arm on, her left hand. Because a part of it is supposed to hang out like that, and it would interfere with my brush getting access to something, so hello, my love. All right. Are we going to have a little bit of kitty time right now? Is Kitty going to come over here? Come on, Ketra. Come on. Hello. Hi. Hi. Okay. 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 How are you? Hey, we don't do the bites. We do not do the bites. We do not do the bites. Sorry, I've got to deal with a loaf for a moment. She's very much wanting to say hello, being very lovey-dovey. I learned this from Ginger Beef. Take as long as you can to start painting. Hello. Okay. You know I like you to be careful of your tail. You did give me a tail swipe last night, and you did not enjoy it. Thank you for the 201 follow. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's up, sweetie? You're such a good kitty. You're such a good kitty. Yes, hello. Uh, Tonight we'll be going back to Asteria, and we're gonna be working on stuff. I think I'm gonna finish up her cloak, getting my flag just right, and then I'm going to glue her arm on. And then we will work on the hair, probably, and get it nice and pretty like. I need to figure out what I want to do with her gems to make it stand out. I was thinking about purple. Hello. Hello, sweetie. You seem like you're ready to move. Seriously, sweetie? You don't want me to, like, hang out and paint? I would like to paint. I know I don't have to go into the office tomorrow, but I still need to be in bed by a decent hour. And we still need to make sure we offset enough time for Chimera paints as well. So can I get busy? Hmm? 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 Hmm. If you're going to be active during our first ad break, we'll get the laser pointer out. Now she cleans her tail. You got the spicy flicks going. Come on. Yeah. Thank you. So red, violet, and violet and white. Oh, itchy face. How was your day, Axe? I haven't seen you all day. Or I haven't seen you active just because Jace wasn't active, and then I didn't see you live. Ah, I understand that. I too did a bit of work today and wish to call it a night as well. Tomorrow does not look to be any better, but it is tomorrow. As you can see, Katra is very excited about being able to clean herself on camera. So I wrote red plus violet. Violet. I have red. Now we mix in more red. Then we mix in more red. That is how we highlight this bottom piece. Ah. What's up, Antifreeze? How are you? Just doing a little bit of work on Asteria tonight. Seeing if we can get her wrapped up a little bit closer. Get her closer to a done state. I'm gonna see if I can glue her arm on and get parts of it painted and work on her hair and face. Just wanted to finish highlighting up some of this cloaky. How fares you tonight? Were you able to get your big stompy robots mostly done? Accentuate this color.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. I did hear a different dirty solid. I heard a dirty dad joke today. I meant to try to remember it really quick for Katie Lou, but alas, it has left my brain. How you doing tonight, Solitaire? Ooh, Weird Al on Wednesday. Huzzah! Are you? Is that the trip you're making into the States to see Weird Al? I remember you talking about it. Ah, okay. That's right. I remember you talking about too. Yes, Weird Al. When you're in Toronto, if you run across my fake Canadian, give them a firm swat on their buttocks. Please and thank you. What's that? Weird Al, or if you find my ex in Toronto, give them a swift kick in the buttocks. They may or may not be driving a BMW. Hey man, I don't. I try not to judge anymore. But yes, you're not wrong. You BMW. Whenever they're just feeling too sassy, you just respond back. Have you checked your check engine light recently? Nope, 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 nope. No, no, no. Catro, Catro. Thank you. I mean, she's in her. It's her midlife crisis. I'll let her have it. I'll let her have it. She's been through a lot. She gets to have it.
Emotional damage.
Judge Dave requests a dad joke.
How do you do, Judge Dave? Is that? I swear to God, this command wants to like test me and work sometimes. Today, a girl said she recognized me from the vegetarian club, but I'm sure I've never her before. Haha. On top of that, no meta, she's also a vegan. So. It couldn't have worked better. Oh. Oh. Welcome in, Josh. How are you? Layden won't be around for a while, so you don't have to worry about that. Geez, you should. Oh, you did get the recurve bow today. Excellent. Oh, that's the button I forgot to push. If she is around, she'll be lurking all night. Um, Typically, she runs a D&D game with friends or her coworkers. So, hello, child. $650. Ooh. Used or new? So I'm gonna work with Layden a little bit to get the cat emotes that are on screen changed because Layden really wants to tackle it. I said okay. She's gonna doodle up a bunch of new cats, and I'm like, really, what you wanted was just a bunch of photos of Catra. Hi. Hello. You know what the song is? No mana. It's Batman. It's old school Batman too. Oh no, it's Spider-Man. I'm sorry. It's Spider-Man. It's Spider. Hey, no bite. Sometimes I get them mixed up because Danny Elfman did both, and I hear elements of both of the songs together. Ba-na-na. How are you? Hmm? Hey, you're getting sassy and trying to bite too many times. I will knock you off this table. Not really. I'll pick you up and put you somewhere else safe. You're not wrong. Okay, that's it. Nope. That's a good one. You're okay, sweetie. Yeah, we're gonna let that dry. I borrowed a tip from Brush. I never realized how easy it would be to take this out and unscrew it this way. I just used the tip of the thing. So much easier. I mean, you're technically not wrong. All right. So for brown, we get our black. Yes. We shall muster the Rohirrim. The Rohirrim. Was it actually 9,000 writers? I don't doubt. Um, it wasn't 9,000 physical writers in the movies, no. But I was trying to remember the books and just kind of some of the descriptions. I know they took a lot of liberties with the movie. Oh, really? That's kind of stuff I like to hear. When I was in college, I knew a guy that was a wrangler horses in the U.S. side. He did Gods Among Us, which was the world uh, Civil War movie, which even he said, "Don't watch it. It's boring as all get out." Or it's just really slow. So Lord of the Rings, from what I understand, they really took care of all of the people around them. Like everybody that wanted to be in the movie, participated, they were all well taken care of. I mean, so much so, New Zealand jokingly redid parts of uh, uh, redid parts of their like welcome video to be Lord of the Rings themed, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember all of that. be honest. They could have been an April Fool's joke that I'm remembering. Brushed on us. I know they did use some CGI, and then they used a lot of interesting camera techniques as well, because they made small versions of Helm's Deep and like did like the big epic takeaway shots, but they were looking for all of the different kinds of shots as well. That's what I wanted to. Yeah, I mean it's to this day you couldn't try to remake it if you wanted to, because if you tried to remake it, you'd be in a lot of trouble. Too many fans remember exactly what's going on with it. So, did you hear about the joke between him and Carl Urban? Or the ongoing feud between him and Carl Urban? Thank you for that look. Okay. I'll see if I can find it tomorrow. Well, let's give a follow to our friend Echoes Within. I am doing the follow already. You can give our good friend Echoes Within a follow. I need to fix that last shout out. Um, so the story goes apparently Vigo got Carl Urban on something. I can't remember what. But it was like an ongoing feud between the two. um, so Carl Urban got roasted or something by Vigo, or it was one of those like just goofy, funny things that happened during like an interviewing cycle for something that they were doing. Uh, Eventually, Carl Urban played this long game and said, and had like there was like this really weird like cycle. So like Carl Urban would do an interview, or like Vigo would do an interview, then Carl would do an interview. Vigo would say something, then Carl would have to react. But finally, Carl got to go in front of Vigo. And I think Vigo had just bought something in Spain, some kind of goat cheese farm or something. So Carl got to be up there first and goes, and they're like, what are you going to do while you're in Spain? He goes, well, I just heard Vigo bought a goat cheese farm and I was going to go check it out. The next day, Vigo gets up and goes, are you effing shitting me? I didn't buy no goat cheese farm. Oh, that kind of stuff I absolutely adore hearing. Hi, Barbie. How are you? Oh. I'm doing much better now that I'm here and not at my desk. My work desk. Painting desk, A-okay. Work desk, not so much. And this is what I was talking about. So for my paint mixes, I usually write them down. I found someone pointed out like a watercoloring notebook. So I could write swatches down of what I'm working on. Ooh. Vigo was a pretty cool guy. Um, One of the few of the cast that once he read the script, he enjoyed the movies a great deal and tried to do it all justice. A much better Henry Cavill, honestly. Because I remember when they were doing The Hobbit, they asked Vigo if he wanted to come reprise his role as uh, what's his face, and he said no because he was in the books. We're slowly building up our brown auburn using black and red. Question is, from here, where do we go? Hmm. Really? I thought Tolkien was British. I'm remembering like fragments of information, so I could be wrong. Okay, because there was something I remember watching the Fox biopic about Tolkien where he started the actual writing of Lord of the Rings, which was during World War I, and there was a lot of frustrations and upset feelings with him or with the biopic when it came out. Yeah, it was during one where his friends all died the first time, and they were trying to race across and save a friend or something. And that's kind of where the idea started, or the idea of Helheim, if I remember correctly. Because I mean, that's essentially what the movies were about: was World War I and II, and the horrors and atrocities of it, in some regards. But that's where a lot of the inspirations of Mount Doom and just like the senselessness of it all. Ah, I understand. I got you. Because Tolkien wasn't overly appreciated during his time. Um, it wasn't until after that he kind of came into it a smidge. I know he wrote books, but uh, not a lot of people really cared for it too much because the idea of the creation of language and how he built the language was there. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? That's impressive. Um, I had a partner that was very frustrated with Tolkien back in the day. Well, didn't like reading Lord of the Rings specifically because she was frustrated about the lack of imagination that she was able to apply to it or unable to apply to it because of the way that Tolkien had written stuff. So she's like, it's not my cup of tea. Yeah. Well, that's part of why it was so long is that Tolkien would take, forever to describe something. And it wasn't like a plate of food that he was describing. It was, you know, he was describing the landscape to like a thousandth degree. Because, I mean, to my knowledge, I've actually never read Lord of the Rings just because I haven't been able to sit down long enough to care to read it. Um, the movies are too accessible. So I have a hard time reading stuff when they're that accessible. The only reason why I could read A Song of Ice and Fire from George R. R. Martin was because the first TV show had only come out. The rest of them had just, I flew through because I devoured the entire book set. Um, I need to get back into audiobooks again and finish listening to what I have in my library. 'Cause I'm about halfway through one of the grave dealing books, but I kind of forget how bad they are. Um, so it depends on the book. There were some that were really interesting to listen to, but I do not disagree with your sentiment. Like the audiobook has to be amazingly great in order for you to want to put it on instead of music. Is it being a right prick right now? Yeah. It's just um so getting to listen to like Treasure Island. They did it and produced it kind of like a radio show, which was very different for me to listen to because it was interesting because it used multiple actors and it actually like portrayed out a story. Yeah. But there's some books that I really enjoyed. I wouldn't have gotten to enjoy unless I had listened to it on audiobook, like the Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. I need to finish that. That's the book that I want to really get back to and finish. I could kind of care less about the Warhammer books, to be honest with you. Um, so the problem was with some of the books I was listening to is that I got through them really quickly because they just flew past, right? Oh, so I needed something to burn credits on or I was going to lose them. So I was like, well, let me check out the Black Library for Warhammer stuff. Because it's all kind of included with the Audible pricing. It's not the worst stuff ever, and they're like 8-hour reads. So you get them, let them go, and you kind of go, okay. Yeah, nothing was audio in the 90s. You're right. Um, but the book, I did. I was doing the Horus Heresy. I was doing the Horus Heresy. I was on the flight of the Einstein. Um, because I had just finished Galaxy in Flames, or was it False Gods? I finished Galaxy in Flames and False Gods. Um, but I didn't mind them so much. It's just the um, so you had Little Horus, and where I had left the Galaxy in Flames, the coup was starting on space. Yeah, and they were just now starting to nuke part of the planet and infect it, and he was starting to weed out those that weren't loyal to him. And that's where some of the Space Marines were at, and that's when a couple of them were talking about the God Emperor, and you started getting divisions on uh, the uh, the ship. So now the last I remember, they were on a planet, and essentially everybody was separated. Yeah, but I was listening to them every so often, because they were 8-hour books. Ba-da. Why do you think I don't really paint a lot of GW? Ba-ba-ba-ba. I mean, I painted a dog. And welcome back from the ad break. Back to our friend Asteria. So now, our black and our red. This is essentially our base color for the hair. How do we highlight it? How do we highlight it? Take yellow. Adding more red, but I'm going to switch brushes to a round brush. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Ba-dum. Oh, really? Who's supposed to be shooting at you? I have no idea. Uh, I wasn't listening to much of Beagle's stream, honestly, this morning. I pop in and out when I'm working. It's hard to be active in his stream and be active working at the same time. It's stressful enough as it is, so I usually have the lurk on in the background. Uh, yep. Good evening, Adeptus Druncus. How are you? It could have been his neighbor that he was talking about. During one of the streams, he was telling us a story about one of his neighbors on the backside of him came out and kind of threatened his dog. And we all kind of banded together and go, well, we'll help hide the body. Because our June was just being very active one day and the neighbor was just being a dick. How about that for some brown hair there, No Mana? Been a while since someone broke my heart with brown hair, so I'm kind of playing from memory. Just a smidge. He doesn't own one, if I remember correctly. Smiling's a very different individual and doesn't own one in North Carolina. Now, Antifreeze 420 definitely does. Because you're active in chatting. That's why. I'm feeling very proud of myself for the brown hair. Like all of it's kind of coming together. I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. It's simple and it's easy, and I like where it's going in the direction it's taking. I mean, that's part of why they drill it into you during basic, is so you never forget and it becomes a reaction. It's instinct, really. Actually, that's kind of where I learned my first understanding of product design, was during first aid training for AED machines and kind of how they were laid out. and the thought behind some of it and why it worked the way that it worked, kind of deal. It's kind of like a very simple 3-button process, and so, you know, they were telling the story is like a firefighter looked over the shoulder, realized what needed to happen, and they just pushed the button and saved someone's life. But that's not always the case. All I could think about when you said that is, Katana, come back. Baby don't want that. Welcome in, Jay. Raging down under. How are you doing, sweetheart? Got our beautiful New Zealander 3D printing Magnifico smooth velvety voice. Raging a nice little shout out. Thank you for that stop in. Oh. You needed a lap, sir. I gave you one. Oh. Our beautiful Aussie Kiwi raging. Oh. We're just working up the brown of the auburn hair. I do love that guardian you were painting this morning, though, by the way. That big turtle. Oh, chunky boy. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. I got to see your pretty face this morning. I got to hang out with you just a smidge before the horrors of work took over. Yeah, it's Moonstone, if I'm not mistaken. It's beautiful. I really like that turtle. Wild Song? Oh, I just like guessing now. Just throwing out random things. Eventually somebody's going to take pity on us and go figure it out. I remember it's a Guardian. No, no. It's Sizer Koze. It's Koze Sizer. The Unusual Suspects. It's Benedict Cumberbatch. Echoes Within. Hello. We're just having goof off time right now, talking with Rajan about his giant turtle that he was painting. Trying to figure out where it came from. It was Guardian something. Uh-oh. It could be me, because apparently I'm pretty good about setting up anti-raid features. You be safe, mate. Be safe. Ooh, my mama. My mama. Oh. Oh. Uh. She's very sleepy tonight. You are correct, Jack. No. I tend not to change my settings all that frequently. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going back quite a ways to find this. I can't find it. Um, I might have a setting set up. I went back looking for the VOD to see if I could find where the turtle was from. I couldn't find it. Ah, I tried because he was working on it this morning. He was going to finish it today. Does he have Instagram? Fuck, he doesn't have it up there. Damn it. We're struggling together, no mana. I know, it's just Mark. The mark. Yep. Witchcraft. Witchcraft. Got it. We were close. We were really close. To be fair, I was quoting movies. Yeah, see? It's because the Aussie had the M and the W upside down. Nailed it. First try. What's up, sweetie? Hi. How are you? We need a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, to get the kitties some. I don't know. What if you're Mitch? Then you could be casting all the Mitchcraft. She finally woke up from her nappy. Yes, hello. Mitch from Baywatch. Who is Mitch from Baywatch? I can't remember. I know it's not David Hasselhoff. Oh, that's weird, but also not surprising. Huh. 11 years of Pamela Anderson. Uh, the other actresses, Carmen Electra. All right, before we finish with the hair, we're gonna start tackling the face. I need to trim my beard tomorrow morning before I log into work. I usually keep it about a half inch, and it's definitely that time for a shave. Mm. I keep the mustache trimmed as well. Mm, no, I don't do the Mario mustache. I don't like it. I don't like it when I can chew on my mustache when chewing food. I don't care for it either, to be honest with you. Bothers me a great deal. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I didn't want to go full ginger, to be honest with you. That's what I get there. Just getting too pale. Kind of like the brunette idea a little bit more. How you doing, sweetie? Nope. Nope. Please calm down. Hi. You already know I'm staying home tomorrow, aren't you? Your goal is smashed. What goal? What goal is smashed? You didn't start. You didn't start yet, though. I thought I had till July 12th. We're gonna smash those goals too. I hope your goals are ready to be gold because we're gonna goal post it. Yeah. Was it counting for stuff that just randomly buys from your website too? That's my question. Need to wiggly. Fine. Hey. You're starting to get sassy bitey again. Yeah. I got you. They are. I'm just trying to get her to not, like, do that as often. Because it would be different if I knew she was doing it, but she's usually, like, catching me when I'm looking away. And that's what catches me off guard about it. Like, when I see her slowly go to my arm and, like, slowly try to bite on it a little bit, it's different. But when I'm, like, petting her like this and coming down her side, she sort of snaps at me, so. I have. I have bitten back. I've gotten her by the scruff. I've gotten her by the scruff. Haven't I? I see the tail doing the flippy flip. Surprise, motherfucker. Son of a biscuit. I knew going in you would be like this too. Yeah. She's very much, she's very much got the torty in her. Are you done? Are you done? You got that? You got that flickety flick. I'm gonna go a little bit past 8:30 tonight. Okay. Okay. Goodbye. Well, her tail's usually an indication of when she is done of being on the desk. What's that? Still gotta do her sword. Let that dry. Let that dry. Hold on, antifreeze. What was that guy we were watching? You can ask him. He might have spare parts. What movie? What movie were you trying to watch? Enjoy. Enjoy. When you finish your movie, we can talk about it. Like riding a bike, King. You'll remember how. You should do that, King. Eat some food. And it probably was. Yeah. Yeah. It's a epic movie soundtrack. What I was going to say is some of the best memories I have was of Sci-Fi's channel Disaster Week. No, down, down. Thank you. Back to the Future. Yeah, we're gonna have one last run of ads. A hunk of Jarlsberg, DC League of Super Pets. Oh yeah, I mean there's so many bad ones out there that it's just hilarious to watch them. You sit down and you go, "We're not going to watch a good movie tonight. We're going to watch this." Like the Geostorm one, where they walk across like 1,000 miles in like 2 days. And you just look at it and you're like, seriously? They're like, yes. Like how did you even do that? Get like an episode of Kronk and the sorceress lady, and they're all like trying to figure it out. Is it day after tomorrow? Dennis Quaid. Oh, I mean, so someone was watching the Last of Us on HBO, and they're like, "How does gas work?" Nobody apparently knows. And they're sitting there siphoning off, and they're like, "Yeah, it's mostly water now." It's like, if it's mostly water, you can't use it. Yeah, there are plenty that are like that. I agree with you. Well, yeah, The Walking Dead, that movie franchise or that TV series franchise. That works too. As long as it fills your belly, makes you happy. Well, fills your belly at least. I was thinking the one with Gerard Butler, and I thought it was Geostorm, where the satellites are in geosynchronous orbit and we always have perfect weather and nothing bad ever happens. I thought that was one of them. I never saw it, to be honest with you. It could have been Day After Tomorrow, is the one I was thinking of. It was an old radio show that was mocking one of them, and I thought it was Geostorm. Well, I mean, when the radio personality on Bob and Tom makes fun of you, you either made a really shitty movie or one that's just going to go down in cult history. One or the other. It's never going to be both. Up our closing time and read in so much time. I should give enough time for Chimera's ads to have passed. And give us time to futz with hair. I think I'm going to leave her skin tone the way it is. I kind of like it that dark orangey brown, to be honest with you. Kind of like it that way. We'll see how we feel about it in the morning. The radio show I was thinking of was Bob and Tom in the morning. They probably would not last long today. Or I don't think they're in as much production as they once were. I thought it was hilarious. But it was just one of them that it was just like, there's certain people that you go, really? That's where you suspend your disbelief? Um, and it was one of the radio personalities that was just like in awe of something, and it's just like, it's not good anymore. I will. I will criticize the crap out of a movie for a terrible concept. I'm not ashamed to say it either. My neighbor and me were talking about the new Marvel movie with Pedro Pascal in it, the Fantastic Four. Because he was talking about, it's like, oh, it's going to be good, and I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't trust that it's going to be good. I wanted to wait. Oh, I laugh. So in the morning, I didn't have much to listen to when we were on the dock. So the team would often listen to that, and it's like, okay, whatever. I guess this is what I listen to now. Um, I always enjoyed it just a little bit because it was, uh, they weren't being serious about anything. And they knew how to make jokes about common things. So that's where I first ran across the comedian Haywood Banks. He made a song about toast. Yeah, toast. Um, my neighbor's pretty excited to see it, and he's trying to convince me to go see it, and I said I can't. He's like, "Oh, it's not going to be that bad." I'm like, it bothers me too much, because they keep having to like up their ante just a little bit, and I don't want to keep dealing with it. He's like, "Well, this time," because we were talking about what happens at the end. Apparently, there were spoilers during Thunderbolts, which I don't really care. I didn't see and don't care for, so. But people were talking about how good it was. Yeah. Uh, Daredevil is back with the Kingpin on the Disney Plus show. Um, yeah, he did a really good Punisher. He was an amazing Punisher. Uh, I would, if you told me there was another show, Punisher specific show that had the same writers as Netflix and was going to be at the same vein, I would consider re-upping my Disney Plus to watch it. But I will not watch it now. If you told me it was a different cast in Disney, just because I can't trust it. Yeah, yeah. I remember he would. I thought he was back in that one. Um, I couldn't remember if he what he was doing on that show. I remember he was supposed to be in it, I think. But Daredevil, they had issues with that show, and Disney just didn't know what to do with it at the time. And I told my neighbor, I'm like, I can't watch it. I'm done. He's like, oh, but it'll be great. I'm like, I can't watch it. I'm done. Because I like the Kingpin. I so I might actually go see that just to see what they do with the story of it. If he has his own movie, I'll go see it. Um, Simply because I'm curious to see how they address aspects of the Netflix shows and how they change the Punisher just ever so slightly. Thank you, Kristen, and welcome in. Starts towards the end. Do take a few moments and see Kristen. She is a new. She's been streaming recently, and she's done some very pretty work. Yeah, we were. I was gonna leave her face kind of this dark caramel brown tone that I got there. I was just trying to work my ears up. Really quick like. Yep. She's been streaming. I don't think I've fully gotten a chance to watch one of her streams. But she has been. Or they have been. Actual OBS or Streamlabs OBS? That's why. Streamlabs is a resource hub. Um, I ended up rebuilding my stream in OBS and it worked much better. Streamlabs is nice when you're starting. The lag kind of sucks. It eats a lot more resources than you realize. If you can get your scenes exported out from Streamlabs and into OBS, it should work a lot smoother for you. because I rebuilt mine. I used to use Streamlabs back in the day when I was first starting. I got a new laptop, tried to get all my settings over from Streamlabs, was about to go live one day and couldn't. So I rebuilt everything in OBS. And I will be 100% honest with you, I have been extremely happy ever since. Smiling Beagle, I know who I stream with on Saturdays, had a similar issue to you and was eating his MacBook up like crazy. Oh, those are meant to be rosary beads. Whoops. It's prayer cloth that we made into a trans pride flag. We did all right. Excuse me. I need to get my gold going on this right now. Streamlabs essentially sits over top OBS. And that's what kind of causes the lag issues. Really hard to see, but there's a cross at the end of the beads. I wanted to get it highlighted up. Excuse me, I need to do a hyper focus really quick. Okay, I'm sorry. I got hyper focused there for a second. The timer has expired. We do need to raid out to our friend Chimera Paints. So we're going to hit our start raid. We should not. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you for everybody that's stopping by. You have a great week. You have a great day. I will return Wednesday for Board Game Wednesday, and we might have to have a hard stop at 8:30. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all have a great day. Take care.